Just thought our guys showed a lot of resiliency tonight. I didn't come easy. Certainly, I thought there were some things that happened in the game that could have, caused us to lose confidence or to think this might not be our night. A couple calls went against us, banked in a three. We didn't play great defensively tonight. We won this game because we executed very well offensively, and Jordan and Jerron were just playing at a very high level. I think that was, that's as high a level as we've seen out of a guy in a couple of years for us to have guys make those kinds of plays and reads and decisions and play with that kind of confidence. And certainly I felt like they were the difference in the game.
You're not a technical kind of guy that you got one and said, I'll take it. Do you feel like that?
I don't know. I think everybody makes too much into that. I was certainly unhappy. I thought our guy got fouled. And then the play before that, I don't know if that was the right call either. So I was, disappointed because those are crucial plays. If it helped, great. But I've gotten them before and it hasn't helped. So believe me, it's not the reason we won. The reason we won was Jordan Roper and Jerron Blossom game.
Sheldon McClendon came into this game, obviously, Shell's focal point, being the best player, held to 8 shots. I think that's his season low, playing at 30 minutes this year. What did y'all do to attack him and really contain him?
I don't know that we didn't do anything special. I think we just guarded him. We certainly paid attention to him, and he's an outstanding player and a guy that when he gets rolling is hard to guard. I mean, he can score on his own, makes deep threes. There wasn't anything special. It was just, making sure the guys knew who he was, where he was, and trying to do the best job you could on him. Different guys guard him. Dante guard him a bunch. But it wasn't anything special that we did, in all honesty.
This is the first time ever beaten 3 top 25 teams in a row. Is this team really
first time in school history, right? So that means it's every coach's first time. It would have been their first time too, right? Not just mine. First time it's happened. Okay.
Do you get a special feeling now about this team? There's something different?
I'm just really, proud of my guys, and I'm happy for those guys. I know how hard our guys work, and I don't like to see my players not have a good experience. I don't like to see them struggle. I don't like to see them, fail. And we failed some early on and struggled, and I'm very proud of them and pleased with what they're doing, and happy for them. That's what you're doing. That's what you do in coaching, is to try to, help young guys make positive memories. And certainly we've done that here the last 2 weeks with some outstanding play, and so it's I think you've seen, Avery and Jordan are playing better together. Jordan Roper's game has improved throughout the course of the year. We've done a better job of utilizing him, I think, at times. I think that's probably some things that have helped us. Tonight, too, though, I need to make sure I say this. I mean, our fans were a big part of tonight's win. I mean, 12,000 fans that are screaming and hollering and helping you out. I mean, we don't win tonight if we have 6,000 fans. I don't know if we win the game, to be honest with you. So that was, incredible, and I can't thank them enough for coming out and supporting us.
When you saw the league schedule come out initially, do you think maybe someone in the ACC didn't like you? And now that you're in the midst of winning some of these, is it maybe a blessing that you can build from one and go to the next? Virginia's coming up after this.
Well, we've had difficult starts to our league schedule almost every year. Some of that is just the way the games are played. Some of it probably is. There is some plan, in all honesty, I think. You can't let that worry you too much. You just got to play the guys that you got to play. We've been fortunate. We've had these games at home, and certainly the positive momentum that we've got from playing well at home over the last 3 games is a big factor. Having these games back to back to back, but having them at home, there's no question that's coming back to the same arena, same environment. I think that certainly has made our guys very comfortable and confident. And throughout the course of the game, I thought our guys felt like we were going to find a way. We just had to keep plugging away, and we did.
Is the thing about this team's confidence that it's not just a couple of guys, it's kind of infectious coming from a bunch of guys?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I don't know. You have to ask them, really. But I think, winning can be contagious, just like losing can be. And our guys have felt really good about the way they've played the last 3 weeks, and you just kind of keep building. And, the challenge is to try to keep it going for 2 more months or a month and a half or whatever it is. It's a long time. But certainly I'm, couldn't be more excited for what we're doing here these last couple weeks.
When you go into these kinds of stretches against teams with individual players that are going to be in the NBA in the next year or two, how important is it when Jerron and Jordan and guys like that just consistently play to that caliber?
It is. It's really important. I mean, all you got to do is look at the standings and see the games and, scores. And, I mean, every win in this league is hard. I mean, we have a lot of good teams in the league, but the teams that are in the middle right now and even some of the teams that are a little bit down at the bottom, they're all pretty good now. I'm telling you, it's hard to go into somebody's gym and win. It is hard to go get a road win. And obviously we're going to have to do that here down the stretch a bunch to have a chance to play for something special. But, it's the good thing with our team is we have some older guys that have been through it. And so, hopefully they're used to that and the environments aren't going to scare them. They're not going to be in awe. They're just going to go play, and hopefully they'll play well enough to win. You got to get great performances out of guys like Jordan and Jerron to win these kinds of games. I mean, that's the recipe for having a good team, is having really good players that perform well in the most important situations. That's what you did. We had good players last year, but we didn't have guys that sometimes could take us to another level when we really needed it. Today, those two took it to another level.
Brad, you're coming down the stretch. City's in the game. He dives and gets a loose ball.
Yeah.
I think you're down 2.
Yeah.
And it may have even come back and actually go in that position, tied it up. How big was that play?
That's what he does. I mean, he's just an energy giver. I think he and Avery are our 2 toughest guys. Play to play. I mean, every play, not just like a play. A lot of guys can be tough for a play or 2, but consistently playing with physicality and toughness and not shying away from contact and doing the things you need to do. I mean, there's no question that his presence in there helps us defensively. And, we're blessed this year. We have 2 guys, Landry and City, that are good physical guys and good players, and we can go to both of them. And a lot of times you need that in this league because of foul trouble and just overall depth.
Is this run more of a confidence run or a leadership run?
Probably more of a confidence run as much as anything. I mean, our guys, I don't want to crush my guys too much, but, we struggled early on, and we didn't have great leadership. We didn't have, it's hard. These days, guys, young people don't like to tell each other when call each other out. They just don't like to do it. They'd rather just keep to themselves. And I think that's one of the great lessons in sports, is that you feel that you have allegiance to others, responsibility to others, and your teams that are really good are the ones that have guys calling each other out and holding each other accountable, and we're getting better at that. There'll be plenty more chances here for the next month and a half. But what has happened is they've rallied and they've worked hard and played well, and they've done a great job of doing what we've asked them to do, focusing more on the things we need you to do and doing them. And so that's resulted in better play, and we've done a better job of analyzing some things through the course of the first 5 or 6 weeks of how we can be better and coached them better to do those things.
You mentioned early struggles this season, these big wins now. How would you characterize your team in terms of their resiliency, and how important is that going to be moving forward?
It'll be really important moving forward that we continue to fight and don't get satisfied. And we're going to have teams play very well against us certain nights, and we're going to have to find a way to compete and win, hopefully. But there are going to be other nights when we may play well and still not get something done, and then we got to bounce back and handle our business. And hopefully some of the older guys on our team understand that. And I think this win, the most important thing that it's done, this winning streak, is just give our guys confidence that we can play against top teams in the country, and when we play to the best of our abilities, we can win.
You've had Jordan's had back-to-back games where he had 9 assists, now 6 assists today. You talk about how big that is, that he's not only guys a shooter.
It's what he's really improved since he came to Clemson. I think he's always been a guy that's been more wired to score, and that can be a great thing. Obviously, the 18 points tonight is, we need them. The 7 threes against Florida State, that the fact that he has that ability is important. But he's gotten much better. Coach Riley's done a really good job the last year and a half of working with him, and him growing as a player and understanding, becoming better at decision-making, ball handling, passing. His head is up. He sees more. The game is slowed down. I don't know if any of it has anything to do with his health. I don't know if, just being more confident, being further away from his health issue, I would imagine a little bit. So I think it's just a culmination of a guy really growing up and working on his craft.
Coach Landry had to defend Plumlee the other night and Jakiri today. How have you seen him improve in being able to maintain his aggressiveness and still stay out of foul trouble?
Well, it was a good battle. I thought early on both teams were trying to throw the ball inside, and they threw it into Jakiri several times. He scored a couple. We threw it into Noko a lot. He scored a couple. I think it was one of those situations where those guys were, nullifying each other, but both coaches, feel good enough about both players to give them the ball and to establish an inside presence. And certainly that's where Landry's shown more development as a player. And Wienecke's done a good job with him of working with him to where he gets comfortable and confident enough that we can throw him the ball and see if he gets doubled, and if he doesn't, he's going to try to go make a play.
That 13-0 run, the stretch of play on both ends, is that as well as you guys have played, can expect to play?
Yeah, it was, and the offense was really exciting to see guys stepping up and making shots in pressure situations, and to play that confidently and to move the ball, and just that was really good to see. I mean, that was, again, it was high-level basketball there at the end.
You talked about how you guys sort of struggled defensively, but you got the ball in McClellan's hands, you kept that in Rodriguez's hands. Right there, that last 4 or 5 minutes, did you feel like you guys sort of were bearing down on that end and making other guys beat you?
We were better. We did, it was a struggle. I was constantly talking to them in huddles. I didn't really like the way we were playing, and I thought we were making some mistakes. And some of it because they made a few threes. Guys were getting out of position on some other things. We tried a little bit of zone tonight. It was not effective. They did a great job of attacking the zone, and we need to get back on that. We've actually been practicing a good bit just for the thought we might use it a little bit. But I think our guys just bared down, to be honest with you. And I thought City was helpful the last 3 or 4 minutes as well.
Y'all have made 27 of your last 28 free throws. You said that you thought a lot of that had to do with...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. We're shooting the ball pretty well from the line.
Have you ever seen a 2-game stretch like that before?
I don't want to talk about it. We're doing fine. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.